to the channel. Today we have ourselves our version 3 speculation map for HHN in Orlando. So this is one of the ones I'm more anticipated than my own one in Hollywood. Not only because they do it more immersively, but it also get different creative minds behind this project. So let's go ahead and let's get into it. So I'm gonna break this down into 3 sections: the haunted houses, the scare zones, the shows, because this is our first speculation map that has everything included, even the rides, but we already know the rides that we're gonna expect of the event. So the main thing we're gonna talk about off the bat are the shows. The show that I've been wanting to come back and speculated, and that is Nightmare Fuel. Let's play a clip. Not only is this show my most anticipated show, it's a show that I watched with some of my good friends in Orlando, and just the atmosphere of this show gets me so hyped. So it's a most definitely so happy to see this one more time. The next show is a Marathon of Mayhem, which is the water show that we normally have. Like I said, this one I'm not too hyped about it because I already know what to expect. There's just gonna be a bunch of water and a bunch of projections, so not too hyped, but it is something to watch, so I'll definitely watch it when it's available. Hopefully it's something new. The next topic are the scare zones. There's 5 scare zones. It is traditional Halloween, candy mutants, tricks and foons, scarecrow, and vampires. Those do sound very tasty scare zones that will give a lot of, reels and also photo ops if given the opportunity. If this is similar to what we had last year, where they were mostly on some podiums, but some of them were roaming, it's definitely going to be something new that we'll be able to do again like last year. Because not gonna lie to you, I was able to get a bunch of footage because they were front and center on most of the scare zones. Some of them they'll still come out of nowhere and shock the guest. So now the main topic we want to talk about are the new haunted houses. There is some new additions that weren't there originally when I covered version 1. Unfortunately, did not cover version 2, but let's get into these houses that are now here. So for the first one, it's called Witch, an original. To be honest with you, I'm hyped for that, just calling itself the Witch, because you never know what kind of original lore that might bring into this origin story, or what type of witch, will have some type of witchcraft, will have some myths. You never know, it's going to be pretty badass. The second one is called The Evil Dead. The Evil Dead, to me, I think of Ash vs. Evil Dead, because that's what pops up to my brain automatically when I talk about that. I know the original classic one, if they're going that route, it does start in the cabin. So we do see some very scary moments in that. And if they follow the actual film, then the build up of the story. So pretty cool. The next one is Halloween, which I'm very hyped up. One of my favorite characters that I really enjoy of Halloween is Michael Myers. And not only is he one of the originals, he is also one of my classic favorites. That's not an original monster from Universal. Just bringing that classic house to life once again is going to be epic. The next one is El Chupacabra. El Chupacabra, it's pretty much hits home, because anytime I used to visit Mexico and people will refer to El Chupacabra, will come at night, or they'll start eating up their sheep, sucking out their blood. So if they continue that mythical origin, that lore from Mexico, it's going to be badass and epic. And I hope we get this in a soundstage, because it'll be so immersive. Next one is called Dead Man's Worth. It sounds similar to a scare zone we had a couple years prior. If it's similar to what we saw in that scare zone, it's definitely going to be pretty cool to have in a house, because it's going to be in a tighter spot, and it's going to be a water type of maze. So pretty cool. The next one is the Horrors of Blumhouse, the Black Phone, and Freaky. I haven't seen the Black Phone. I know the Black Phone recently came out in theaters. I may watch it and to get a glimpse of what to expect. And also, I seen Freaky, which was pretty cool, with Vince Vaughn. and changing that body with the teenage girl and then became a killer was so cool. To see that in the house, I know it might be the comedy house in that portion of it, similar to what we had last year of Beetlejuice. So pretty cool. I'm not gonna be lying. The next house is called Seeds of Extinction, which I kind of remember there was being an original one, Seeds of Extinction, where it was just what happens when life just overruns the whole planet, and then they come alive and attack people. So it's a very plant-based type of house, which is cool because you won't expect where the monsters will come from. The next one I accidentally skipped is the Bug House. A Bug House, if it's anything, to a house we had here in Hollywood called Creepshow. There was a section of that map, of inside that maze, I apologize, that actually had a bathroom where there was a bunch of roaches everywhere. So I would just imagine what they would do creatively wise with the bugs, with all types of bugs. There's a bunch of species of it. So these little creepy crawlers will come out of nowhere, and I'll be excited to see a giant roach, like similar to Men in Black, the movie. The next one is obviously the one we already knew, Universal Monsters Legends Collide, Dracula, the Mummy, and the Wolfman. These three, behemoth OGs going at it at one another. It's gonna be so badass. I love these Universal Monster houses. I grew up watching these. Seeing them go at it one more time, it's gonna be beautiful. And especially the way Orlando does it, they go on out with their old originals. The next one's the Weeknd, which is still around, surprisingly. So if he does get his house, I'm gonna be very happy. I hope we get some music incorporated in the houses. I hope it's similar to some of his latest music videos that are very sadistic. I'm very hyped up for what's left of what was originally there in the beginning version of the map. Now that we got a full, map, I am so hyped to go fly back out there to Orlando to experience both events here in Hollywood, in my hometown, and also in Florida. I just can't wait, Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll definitely see you on the next one. Deuce.